Okay. All right. So,
Introduce yourself, brother.
no,
Introduce
this is filler.
yourself.
This is all
brother.
filler. This is all filler. This is all filler. And he be keeping the filler too. So I just want to say this. Another day, another dollar, another blessing, because we got the Reach Report.
Come on.
Amen.
My intros get better. And there was another thing I was going to say. You should listen. You should watch it. You should watch the Reach Report. All right? But today, we don't have guests, Sean. We have hosts.
Correct.
We're the guests. He's the host.
Come on now.
So without further ado,
Come
the
on.
new host, 2025 host.
We hitting them strong,
Oh, my
man. Come
goodness.
on, man.
2025 hosts.
A young go-getter, man. Come
And
on.
then, you know, I'm gonna let him give it, but I'm just gonna say he's him.
Come on now.
You don't know his name yet because he's him. Today on the Reach Report 2025, give it up. Oh my God! It sounds like we at the Apollo.
Appreciate
No,
it.
not the Apollo. The Chiefs game.
Oh, nah.
Wait, before or after a bad call?
All right, so yes, he is him. So please introduce the Reach Report
For those who don't know,
audience.
let
For
us know.
those who
Let
don't
them
know,
man.
who are you?
I'm Mister. If you don't know me by now, you will soon.
Come on now.
My name is Raymond, also known as Skip. And in a few months, we opened up my first barbershop, taking over Northwest Indiana and beyond after that.
Oh,
Come on now.
I've been,
Getting into life.
I've been a barber, well, let me say a licensed barber, about a year now. But that license, you know how that goes.
yes.
Yeah, we not new to this,
You
man.
speak it into existence, man. There's nothing wrong with pouring it out.
Uh-huh.
My wife tells me, why you always name dropping on the Reach Report? Because I name drop on the
Amen.
Reach Report.
Got to. You got to know who I am.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Aspiring businessman, aspiring barbershop owner, aspiring brand owner, everything above. So,
Ooh, sound like he gonna be calling
Here for a
Sean
reason.
soon.
mhm.
Come on, man. We getting it.
Man.
Getting it.
So
2025.
this gentleman said his name is Skip. We're gonna get into why they call him Skip.
Right.
Well, my name is Sean, and I don't have to get into why they call me Sean. So that's what my mama named me. You know what I'm saying? And this is my son.
Come on.
Guest.
I'm
We're
gonna
dual
intro-
guests
Let me
on
introduce
the Reach
myself
Report.
right, man. You know what I'm saying? Sean Roch'e Jr., Mr. Go Get It, Mr. Your favorite marketing mentor. You seen me on your timeline a couple times, but we're gonna get into that later.
And that's a Bears applause right there. That's Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superman applause. So, Skip, I
Shout
know
out
you
Ben
have
Johnson.
so many questions for
No.
this guy right here from the Reach Report and this guy right here from the
Mm-hmm.
Reach Report. So, man, just go on and give it to us, man. Just go on and give it to us, man. We can
No.
take it. Can you take it, Sean?
I think I'm good. I'm ready.
All right.
So, step one, my mind goes straight into a website, y'all.
Okay.
And I know that you guys are specialty. You guys have that down to a T.
Yeah, we do, but you know, I tell people all day long, man, it's a lot to learn, man.
Oh, yeah.
Even on my level, on his level, it's a lot to learn. And one thing about it, I always say you can make mistakes with a website, right, Sean?
100%.
Because you can fix it overnight, baby.
And it's
You be
one
like,
of them things that's overrunning.
This wasn't the same picture yesterday on there. Yeah, refresh, baby, refresh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell
Yeah.
people, hey, it's not like a flyer. Where you make that flyer, you print something wrong, you got to live with it. 5,000 you passed out. The wrong night.
It's a lot of copies.
The wrong night is hilarious.
My
The fact
party's
that
on
happens,
Sunday,
though.
not Saturday, man. Y'all put Saturday on the flyer, and we passed out 5,000 of them in Northwest Indiana, Chicago. Like, man, we had a reprint. We had that actually happen not too long ago. But when it comes to a website, you know, it is a situation where, man, there's nothing perfect about it, man.
Right.
So you
Okay.
you want to be creative, man. And then I think the best thing about having someone like ourselves that you could contact and have conversation with, the best thing about it is we could talk about what your needs is even after it's live.
Yeah.
So it ain't a situation where it's live and you just kind of leave. No, you want to talk about, what's next? What should I do? What's some of the things that I can gain from how my website is and how it kind of grows into its own little character or whatever the case may be. And we want our clients to have those type of conversations with us because we don't want no stagnated website that never changes, looks the same menu, same options, same pictures. No.
Right.
But we want you to be just as engaged. Now, I have had customers where it's like I'm yanking a tooth trying to get them to change something on the website. I'm like, this is the same picture for 5 years. We don't want to change nothing. And then they just be like, no, it's fine. And then I just have to keep them engaged. But it has changed, right, Sean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the same. So for somebody like yourself, that's what be my advice is to get involved. Whether we do it or someone else, just get involved so you can kind of have an understanding of what you want it to be. Yeah. Take your vision and put it into action.
Yeah, because I see it's definitely something that not every single barbershop has.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But it's something that needs to have.
Yeah,
like
because
it needs to be there.
Yeah, let's be honest. Everybody don't got a website, but they probably got Booksy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like people let the engagement of applications not realize that Instagram is an application, TikTok application, Booksy is an application. Now your website is going to take you to a different level because it gives you leverage over those different applications as well as a main web browser. So you have a profile that's going to accumulate this data of, okay, your branding, your identity, and use those different websites and those different browsers and those different collections of data to be able to strengthen who you are and how it's being represented across all these different platforms. So that's why it's so evident to have a website because you'll think like, oh, I got Booksy. I can tell everybody I come across to do this. But that's such a small, minute drop in the pond versus the ocean of the internet.
Just so many benefits from it. You know what I mean? The main benefit from it is your identity, your mission, your vision. Your whole vibe of what you want is how you build that website. So people can kind of get a glimpse of what it may be like when they experience this barbershop
before
for the
they
first
even
time.
come in.
Exactly.
Before they even come in, they understand your vibe.
Yeah.
They understand what you guys stand for.
Yeah.
And what you're offering.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just gonna go into. I know this young lady, very beautiful young lady, who has a salon. It's been like 22 years, something like that. Beautiful lady in Maryville. She's had this salon for 22 years. And I'm like, how can you have a salon for 22 years? Anyway, that's my wife. But I want to say this, that she never really wanted it. She never really wanted a website. I would have to talk her into it and get her more, engaged with it. But she realizes that she wanted it to be her heartbeat. She wanted to be her vision because when someone comes to the salon, we want them to be able to kind of read the basics. No one's going to read an entire website, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you want to be able to have the first few words, first few pictures, first few seconds of experience to be positive, but to be what you envision it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest. It is a competitive industry.
For sure.
But it's like, I feel like people are DIYing a lot of these kind of websites when it comes to barbershops. Like they try and do it themselves.
Yeah, WordPress.
Yeah, they try. They try and do it themselves, so they missing those. We
on to you, buddy.
We're gonna be booking fake appointments.
Fill the whole schedule up.
Anyway, what's up with the Reach Report? Who is the Reach Report? But anyway,
he booked the whole day.
We know that, we want to put in a situation where it is your vision, man. It is your vision. And sometimes you cannot do it yourself.
Right.
And then it's like, please name a barber or a barbershop owner. And there's some barbershop owners that don't cut hair, but barbershop owners that cut hair that got time to build a website. even a DIYer, when do you got time to build that?
Right.
Not to the extent that you want it to work for you, because this is the thing, right? The most ideal website is going to be creative in its representation of telling you that story, but it's going to be very deliberate in the action that it wants you to conduct, right? Whether that's, filling out some type of form, whether that's getting you to a point of sale, to a point of call, it's going to be very painted plain if they want to ultimately get that turnover and, whether they're marketing to you to get to that point or you just randomly come across their interaction. That's ultimately what they want to do. So when you try to do it on your own, you kind of lose way of, okay, oh, my favorite color red, and I want this little design, and I want this element and this element, and you without knowing, subconsciously you moving your customer farther and farther away from that point of sale or that point of calling to get that service done. And then now you have a tool that's in retrospect should be always and funneling and having a turnover of bringing new clients and customers to you. Now it plateaus and it goes dead and you don't even know. Yeah. And then the calls stop and you're like, man, I did all this work, and the whole time you don't even have the information nor the data to even back what you're able to see. You just know you have a website that's not working. And that's why we try to preach so far into, just putting in professional people's hand. Not necessarily saying that you wouldn't have a professional approach, but this is something that we already delegated so much time and effort and expertise into doing so. So it'll just make more sense and be more beneficial in that regard to, let us be able to go back on the back end and be able to be resourceful as we can be and make sure that you have all the necessary information and data to turn around that profit like it should be.
Yeah. And I think too is like some barbershop owners, I feel like just when it comes to that industry, when it gets to when it gets to a point where you need someone that you can necessarily count on when it comes to marketing for your business. Yeah. You have to put your professionals in a position to put your business in the position of success. You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to be expensive. Everybody's not going to have the right answer. But it's just like hiring an attorney. That don't mean just because the first attorney you met is going to be perfect for you. Yeah. They're going to deliver the best legal advice. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do a little surface education for what it's worth to be able to say, you know what, I need this kind of attorney, but I'm going to study up on, the different things that I need an attorney to represent me in the right way. Yeah. So now you're going to have questions, based on when you first meet this attorney. And it's the same way when it comes to marketing. You may not have someone that's as adverse as we are, where we can do so many levels of different marketing. It maybe somebody that just do websites or just do this, logos or whatever the case may be, or just social media. But when you bring your understanding up to a certain level, it's easier for you to ask the right questions to a person to be able to say, guess what? He may not work for me. He may not be as ideal for me because just the way that he responded to the questions I had, I feel like, I need somebody that's going to project these things to me. Right. And then they see more in my corner than someone else. But I'm going to be honest with you. Some of my best customers are customers that tried it themselves first. That's I'm being honest. So, some of my best customers are people who I tried to build this website, man. It ain't working, man. It ain't on Google. I can't Google my own business. You know what I mean? And I say, well, this is the reason why. And those are the ones that they're literally all in. They're all in. They're totally focused on what I have to say.
And I have a testimony to that as well. So the barbershop that I'm currently working at, we didn't have a website set up. And I told the owner myself, like, hey, man, let me try it. Like, let me get something up on Google. You know what I mean? And
it sounds like you're excited.
I wasn't
about
gonna
barbershop.
I wasn't going to go and outsource that because it wasn't my shop yet.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But Google lets you build the most basic website you could build. And that experience alone allowed me to see what it's going to be like. And allowed me to see when it's my time. Yeah, I know who to hit up.
Right.
Because I was able to build something. I was able to, put what I wanted on there, but I wasn't able to put the vibe of the shop or my mission or my what the clients will be expecting when they come into a shop.
Yeah.
Very point blank, black and white.
Yeah.
And it really depends on the owner, depends on the entrepreneur, depends on the person running the shop.
Yeah.
Because a lot of barbers, hairstylists, anybody in the service industry, we start off as hustlers. That's all we know. Like, hey man, they gonna pay me to cut your hair? They gonna pay me to do their nails? All right, cool. And that works for a little bit. But when you want to take it to the next level, you need to outsource, and you need to find somebody that's better at handling a certain aspect of the business. So another thing that brings me a lot of, let's say, anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is realizing the day and age that we're in.
Okay.
And realizing what role social media has on your business. And so with that, how can I get over that hump of being anxious about being present on social media and finding the right content that creates traffic into it?
I love this question. I love this question so much, Skip. I'm glad you asked this. Because I've been doing social media for a little while now. I want to say, well, if we had to put a time on it, what do you think? Like 4 or 5 years, something like that? Okay. So, and with doing so, a lot of trial and error, a lot of questioning and analyzing and researching. And what I've come to see that was the most successful is authenticity and storytelling, right? So when you come to the realization that your individual approach to whatever service or good you're doing and your just individual approach to life in general is unique to you and you only, right? So your perspective not only is unique and relatable, which seems so crazy, but it's true. It's unique and relatable at the same time. So you being able to take that same unique and relatable approach and put it out there in an authentic yet professional representation, a lot of times maybe being video, maybe being pictures and etc. It's gravitational. It's able to pull those ones out of the crowd that really can feel and reverence the value that you're putting out there.
Yeah.
And that's what will turn the tide of having that core targeted audience that will gravitate and be able to sustain your business for a prolonged period. So once you just take the time to say, okay, what is my core beliefs, core values? What is the core values of my brand of business, and how can I portray that in a unique way? It will gravitate that pool of engagement and, viral attention spans where you having an engaged audience that can be sustained and be able to be sustainable for your business. Because social media in itself is not alone sustainable for business. Let's just be honest. Just because I got likes don't mean I got paper in my pocket. It do not align, but have a way to tell that story for the business. That way it ties everything together.
Yeah. And it's just it's an addition to your business. Okay. Let's look at it that way. Some people think it's the all with all, and it's not. It's not.
That was a mistake of mine.
Yeah,
it's really
not
a pillar, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
just
the
ideal
tool. What I've come to learn, especially with my dad, the ideal situation is you want to have a mobile responsive website, you want to have presence on the internet, and you want to have, whether it's mobile or brick and mortar, you want to have some type of digital footprint with Google.
Mm-hmm.
Those three entities is what creates successful branding, successful understanding of what you're bringing to the table, and how that can be reverenced on both parties, from a consumer to a provider.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the pinnacle that's kind of built, the building blocks that kind of puts your brand recognition, your brand's understanding, and how it's being portrayed in the best possibility when you have those different, and they're used simultaneously, like one is building on top of the other. So
Right.
the website is sending traction back to social media. Social media is sending traction back to the website, and vice versa. Or you might have a Google ad campaign that is sending engagement to both directions, website and social media. So they're all triunally working together to build that understanding, that brand awareness to your targeted audience.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you suggest, let's say, Barbershop, to like the type of content that should be posted on a social media page platform?
I'm gonna say this is my favorite word: user journey.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand, what does a person do, within their user journey to obtain a barbershop service.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that they wake up, look in the mirror, realize they got the overgrowth, they pick up their phone, and if they don't have a regular barber, and let's just say they're visiting the area where the barbershop is, they're going to pick up a phone and they're just going to say, barber near me, right? Then they're going to look at those individual profiles to determine which one seems fit for their needs.
Mm-hmm.
They may have coarse hair. They may have this. They may be into whatever style. They really want that style to be evident on the experience of first coming to those profiles before they even click the profiles. So that means when you have a Google profile,
Mm-hmm.
in that Google profile, you have to have enough there to entice them to click the website or call.
I love that you said barber near me,
Yeah.
because that's such a big thing. First thing that you think of when you trying to find a barber. So how do you get to like? I heard we talked about SEO,
Mm-hmm.
search engine optimization.
All that
Yeah.
we just discussed is. So it's like this,
Okay.
to put it plainly. Search engine optimization is where how many times do your brand comes up, whether it's your phone number, name, address, how many different areas from different websites or URLs is that name coming across as Google filters the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they determine where you should be placed,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when a person says near me, their locator kicks on and Google knows they're in the Northwest Indiana area, Maryville, Gary, whatever the case may be. So it's going to take that specific area and then it's going to take and filter the internet to be able to determine which one should be at the top and allocated in such a way. So that's SEO. It's taking those keywords and helping you. Now, people believe, and we can go off into this, but I'm not going to go too far. People believe that it's a secret, magical concept, right? That was back in the day. It was like developers like myself, we would huddle up and say, only tell your customers to do this, and they would have an advantage, and they would. But nowadays, Google, the actual browser itself, is trying to make it an equal playing field, right? If you've been in existence already, you have an edge. If you haven't been in existence, you don't have an edge.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have more or less a website to be in existence, because they're not going to take your Facebook page and compete with somebody that has a website. That's just never going to happen. Okay? And wait a minute. I'm not going to say that, because if you in a area, let's just say anywhere in the United States, where there is no one around you competing for that specific service, and let's just say you sell toy Hulkamanias or something, and you're in an area where no one else is doing it, you probably could survive with just a Facebook page because there's no competition. So Google's going to filter the internet, and you're going to only one pop up, and if you're only popping up because you have a Facebook page, that's all you need. You know what I mean? So those are things that determine how you're